Hi, my name is Timothy Wan, and this is my photo shoot process. So one of my favorite creative pastimes is doing photo shoots, whether that be with friends or family. And I've devised 8 simple ways for you to get started with your own photo shoot if you've not done one before. So the first thing that you want to do is that you want to gather inspiration for the type of shoot that you're going for, whether that be through Pinterest or Instagram. I found Pinterest a great way to be able to gain some inspiration because you're able to create different types of boards. And these boards are a great way for you to get sort of the feel or the vibe for what you're trying to go for. I'm usually trying to go for like a film type of look. That's my preferred style for shooting and also for editing as well. So go with whatever you're feeling comfortable with or what you want to achieve for your photo shoot, because Pinterest has a bunch of different options for you to create your boards and also add new types of images through the different types of recommended photos that come through these boards. I think Instagram is another underrated way to gain inspiration for your photo shoots. I have different types of boards for different moods, I would say. I feel like light, shadow, and also different types of elements that you can interact with, such as nature or water, is a great way for your subjects to interact with their environment, but also creating a nice photo shoot where your subjects and also you feel comfortable to shooting. So the second step of this photo shoot process would be to find your people, whether that be your friends or family, people that you're comfortable with. Is a great way to get your foot into the door if you're trying to start your own photo shoot. Perhaps you can also reach out to a friend or a mutual on Instagram or social media to help you get in contact with them. That's a great way to just sort of reach out and see if they'd like to do a photo shoot with you as well. So the third step would be searching for a location. I think location is key because this can dictate how your photos will turn out based on those different types of weather or light, shadow, and shade. So I'm constantly saving different types of locations in my Google Maps app. It's kind of messy, but I feel like saving locations is a great way to find ideas or different types of settings for future locations if you have another idea that comes to mind. Perhaps you'd like to shoot at like a forest scene like this, or perhaps a beach scene like this. So finding that location and also searching for it, you could possibly maybe drive around in your car or just take a walk around your city. That's a great way to find where you would like to shoot because this is your photo shoot. The fourth step is moving on to the logistics, so this can get a little bit complicated, but the first thing that you'd like to do is possibly start with the schedule. So when would everyone or your friends or family, when would they be free to be able to do the photo shoot? I feel like timing is crucial because everyone is very busy and everyone has very busy schedules, so it'd be good to maybe start a group DM or a group chat with these family or friends to be able to start the timing and see what time would work for everyone to do a photo shoot. So once you get all the timing done, the next thing you can think about maybe would be the transportation. So how will you get to the photo shoot? Will you be all carpooling together? Will you be taking the bus, Uber, Lyft? And then also, how will you meet? Will you meet at a location beforehand and then carpool together? Or will you meet at the photo shoot location? If so, you can also consider different types of parking. Parking in your city may be very busy and it may be hard to find parking in certain locations. So just keep that in mind if you do have to pay or find parking during your photo shoot. Another thing to think about would also be the weather, and then also what types of weather conditions do you see coming up. If it's sunny during that time when you're shooting, would you want to wear sunscreen perhaps? If it's raining, would you want to bring an umbrella just to make sure your subjects stay dry throughout the photo shoot? And also maybe bring some bug spray if you're going to a forest or a nature location, because bug bites can be very, very itchy after doing a photo shoot where there's lots of mosquitoes or bugs around. So the fifth step would be styling. Some things to think about would be like the makeup, the clothes, what types of outfits you'd like to put together. So a great way to put this together is by maybe consulting with your subjects on what they feel comfortable wearing, or maybe talking with them with what they'd like to use or like to wear for the shoot. Also for makeup, would you be able to do their makeup? Would they do their own makeup? Or would you hire someone to do it as well? As for outfits, are there any accessories, clothes, or other types of props or items that need to be located or bought before you do the photo shoot? And then lastly, when thinking about styling, how will all of these elements come together to create cohesive outfits that will also match your environment and also interact with the different elements as I've discussed before. So making sure that maybe the sun, the wind, those types of considerations are put into mind when you are styling these outfits. So the sixth step would be for the photo shoot is to execute it. So this will be the go time when you execute all of your ideas. All the timing has come together, all the outfits, planning, and styling will also come together. And I feel like this is like the really rewarding process of the photo shoot because you're able to see everything come together and see it come into fruition. Personally, I still get nervous shooting with people I've never met before. Maybe this will last the first 5 to 10 minutes of the shoot, but after that it gets pretty easier after a while. And I feel like once you warm up with your subject and also start shooting and doing different types of poses, thinking about what your Pinterest board was like or your Instagram that you save were like, this is a great way to think back on what you would like to shoot to be like. But overall, the more time you put into shooting with other people, the more comfortable you can get with your subjects and also interacting with them as well. On the bright side of doing photo shoots, you also get to meet new different types of people, interact and have new conversations. I always find photo shoots to be a great time to catch up with some of my friends and also find new people and ideas to talk about. As for editing, you can use different types of programs such as Lightroom. I feel like that's the best. If you do have an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, I feel like that is the most detailed way to fine-tune your photos. Some things to think about would be like the brightness, also the shadows, temperature, and highlights. So basically the brightness would be how exposed the photo would be, how bright or dark you would like it. For shadows, what types of shadows would you like to emphasize in your photos based on the location you were shooting in. Also with the temperature of the photos, this is just how warm or cool you would like the photos. So warmer would skew towards a more light type of feel. Colder or more blue tones in the picture would help create a more dark or also more colder type of feel as well. As for highlights or shadows, you could also add different type of colors. I also go with an orange type of shadow within my photos to create a more film type of look, but that's totally up to you and your preference. And also just playing around with the settings can help you get a feel for the editing style you'd like to go for. Another program that I used to use is called Polar, so that's Polarr, and that's a free version of Lightroom that I found that's a little bit more simple to use and it has a little bit less settings, but it still gets the job done, and they have different types of filters that you can use, and it is free and it's on Windows if you'd like to download and use that. For different types of filters on your phone, I like to use Visco. I feel like that's a great way to add another element of editing to your photos. Also with Afterlight, that's a great way to add different types of film textures, different types of filters, and also creating these white borders, which I really like. I feel like that's a great way to lay out your Instagram feed is through these types of white backgrounds. If your photos are too long or too wide, maybe you'd like to shrink them and fit them into these different types of layouts on Afterlight to help create a more cohesive look for your feed. So the 8th step would be sharing this to the world. When you're done with editing all of your photos, this could be done on Drive or Dropbox. And a great way to do this is by creating different types of folders separated by date, month, and year. So this is my formatting system, and this is how I keep organized with my photos, just to make sure I can keep track of the different locations I've shot at and also the different types of photo shoots that I've done, named by subject. After that, you can gather your subjects or your friends or families, their email addresses or phone numbers, however you would like to share it with them. And that way with Google Drive, you can add their email and also share with them the photos so that they can download it later on. Now you can also post your photos on social media such as Instagram, whatever other types of social media platforms that you use. You can also create your own website, and if you do have your own website, you can add these photos to your own portfolio and perhaps showcase it to other new potential subjects to do shoots with, to show off your work, and also just have your work together in one place to see the different types of photo shoots that you've created. Finally, with these 8 steps, you can create your own photo shoot and do it successfully as well. So first, you want to gather inspiration. So what would you like your photo shoot to be like? And also, how would you like to execute your ideas? Next would be finding your people. Who would you like to shoot with, whether it be friends or family? Searching for a location. Where would be the ideal place for you to shoot your photos? And would it be a place that you'd like to create this photo shoot that you're going for? Next would be the logistics. What would the timing and schedule be like for this photo shoot? And how you come together with your subjects to find the perfect time to do it. Lastly would be executing the photo shoot and combining all the different types of planning that you've put together. Also editing, what type of look would you like to go for with your editing style? And lastly, sharing it to the world, whether that be through Drive or Dropbox, or sharing it to your Instagram, other social media, or other websites that you've published your work on before. And that's all for my photo shoot process. I hope you found this information useful, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye!